Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome. Let's start off by reminding you there is no visual this morning because I am walking Zach, and I'm actually walking Zach through the forest this morning, the rainforest, and it's still quite dark. So if you're thinking, I can't get the picture, because there is no picture, because I'm looking after our health, which is our wealth, and walking and moving. So thank you for last night and thank you for joining this morning. This morning, I'm going to ask a couple of questions first of what did you get from the boring list to the different sorts of lists of mission and transformation. So who would like to share? I'm just going to get 3 people to share what you got from the different mindset and perspective and energy of looking at things, because all of this is about consciously creating your world. So who would like to unmute themselves and share? Please do, because I can't see you anyway. It's dark in the forest.
Morning, Jane. It's Bonnie here.
Thank you so much, Bonnie, and good morning.
Good morning. So, yeah, when it comes to mission and transformation and clearing out, I'm invested in that. I just want to give my energy to it.
Why?
And because I feel uplifted, and following it up with a celebration, either doing a celebration beforehand or afterwards, it just makes the whole process that much more lovable, but it's all lovable anyway.
But how do you know that?
The feeling in my body, like last night when we got off the call. Last night when we got off the call, I jumped straight into one of the missions on my list. I actually threw out the miscellaneous box. And I celebrated with the hot bath, like, and it was. I ticked it off, and it's like, yay! What can I do next? So whatever you on that list today, in terms of my, the mission, and I love the Mission Impossible song because I have that going in my head.
Yes.
And it's like, ooh, I want to do that.
Oh, interesting.
So my mission, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing here when I'm asking Bonnie, remember I'm asking all of you, is how do you know that it's a new beginning for you? Not by anyone else's signs or symptoms. And as a nurse, we're taught, these are the signs and symptoms of blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you an example of menopause for those that have been through it, going through it, post through it. And menopause is actually only one day. It's not a whole long time. Menopause is the day that your period stops. But things like it's so misdiagnosed for men and women of I'm supposed to have hot flushes, I'm supposed to have brain fog, supposed to have all these things, but sometimes people don't even have it. Sometimes they just can't shift a weight or something simple. So by recognizing your signs and symptoms, and especially with medical intuition, your one thing you own is your body. Feeling the sensations in your body first. And as Bonnie said, the Mission Impossible song in our head, we fill our head. If we don't fill our head fills up with crap. And the crap is all those unwanted thoughts and unloving thoughts, which are not yours to own. They've already been emptied out by somebody else or something else, and whatever dimension, universe or whatever that has gone, oh no, thank you. And then it's like you go foster king in the rubbish and go, oh yeah, that'll feed me. that'll feed me deliciously to make sure that I stay in procrastination and prove a story that's not even real. So that's why I was checking with Bonnie and asking her specific questions so that you all learn to tune into your own bodies of, wait, how does that make me feel? What sensations have I got in my body? Is it a tingle? Is it like, oh my God, I've just got to move? I've just got to do something? Listen to the body always, always, always. So thank you so much, Bonnie. Who's next?
I got a lot, Jean. It's Cherie.
Yes,
I got
please,
a lot
Cherie.
listening to even the others and what they were doing. And I think it was Amy had already started and she was so excited. So I've got all mine ready for today too to start. So it's been great. Thank you.
My pleasure. Cherie, I've got a couple of questions, my love. And that is, what inspired you that Amy or Gertrude or Frank or whoever, in this case Amy, had started and you went, oh, she started. What
She was so excited and the change in her was so big. I went, wow, that was quick. I think it was Amy. And I went, yeah, I've been trying to do the car for 2 days and every day John say, come and help me with the cattle or no, you need to do this, but today I'm going to start and do it.
So Cherie brings up a couple of great points as well. And that's why I love everyone sharing, is that she observed somebody else with something else, not in the criticism of pituitary gland or third eye, not in judgment of the pituitary glands, and not in comparison, which is the general brain going, oh my God, they're doing better. Oh my God. What she did was, I want that. The general brain on a medical, psychological level goes, oh, that will get me out of pain. I want that. It'll do anything to avoid the pain. So when you're trying to avoid procrastination, I think I better go eat lunch. Wait, I've got that magazine article to write. This is me in the past when I first started writing for magazines many, many years ago. Oh, yeah. I might just clean the toilet and then I'll go and write the magazine article. It was trying to avoid pain because it didn't know what to feed itself. And that's why in the Secret Code Success book, I talk about you've got to feed your mind of what are you going to put in. And what's really, really important with your new beginnings, as you go in as a fat caterpillar and transform into the butterfly ready for spring, come out as a new form, or even after this week, is who are you going to surround yourself with? What are you going to surround yourself with? What are you filling your mind and your body up? I don't talk about the spirit, soul, or essence because it's already fine. The old paradigm says that the soul can be hurt. It cannot, because it is the imprint, mirror image of absolute, which is already perfection, is the love. So what are you going to have as your new beginning, as winter's new beginning? Who are you going to surround yourself with? What inspires? And to inspire is to take a big breath in. And when we take a big breath in, which I'm going to get you all to do right now, and breathe all the way out, to take a big breath in means I'm going to access the lungs, and then I'm going to release the grief, because lungs are like grief. I release the reaction, and the normal past reaction that you have done in the past is to go, I better go clean the toilet or eat something. And then you come into response. You feel less suffocated. These are all things that you're naturally doing with your lungs all the time, but now you're consciously doing it. And so every time you get inspired, whether it's a Mission Impossible song, whether it's saying a list going from boring to mission to transformation, what inspires you? And so the whole idea of the ancient laws and mystery school and shamanic and Atlantis and all those delicious times was to winter time. I need to actually retreat and go, not go to a retreat, unless you want to come to Egypt and come to my Atlantis retreat things, but retreat from the thoughts that you have, the actions that you have, and I want to take a moment. And animals do this. At winter time, you will not see spiders, snakes, or lizards, because what they're doing is saying, you know what, I'm just going to retreat. And then summertime comes out and they're basking and they're saying, hi, this is the new me. So what will inspire you for a new beginning? And this is different from like the New Year's goals, where I have never done New Year's Eve goals and whatever they're called, resolutions, because people fade out in them and it's the wrong time of year. The new year for me is always winter, and especially the 1st of July. And it's like, right, what's going to inspire me? What inspires me? When I see, for example, when my children used to play softball, and especially my younger one, as he continued through, I would see those kids get on the softball field and they would inspire me because they'd get out with enthusiasm, they'd get out with excitement, camaraderie, with working together, collaboration, with a vision, and the cheering as everyone was in the dugout cheering their mate on the diamond. Yeah, go Josh, go Gertrude, go Frank. That inspired me. And I'd watch the ladies and gentlemen in the canteen selling all the foods that do not apply to bite me, pies, sausage rolls, Coca-Cola, etc. But they inspired me of the love that they had for those children. The coaches and the other coaches, I forgot what they're called, but the other coaches, they inspired me. They were doing it all in voluntary type things. The groundsmen were quite often voluntary. The blues, which is the umpires, and they're called blues because they wore blue uniform, they inspired me. Why? Because they were getting like $2 a game. So what inspires you? What says to you, oh yeah, you know that thing, stop and smell the roses? What is it that you're going to stop for winter, as Zach stops and eats some grass right now? What? Stop and smell the roses and go, oh yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine, when I do this for my business and how much I'm going to help people? Can you imagine when I eat healthy, how good my body feels? Now, on a marketing level, those who've done Millennium Calendar, you know that the shops and retail and everything, they know subconsciously that people in wintertime are going to eat more carbohydrates, sometimes not the good carbohydrates. And they're already starting to promote Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, whatever other weight programs are out there, because people, as they go through the transformation, are saying, oh, I've got to get that bikini body right at the end of winter, because they're inspired of, I'm so cold, I just need to go to Noosa for a holiday. I can see myself on the beach with my sparkly gold bikini, swimming with the dolphins. So just like Cherie, what inspires you and then says, oh yeah, I can't wait to get up and do that. Oh my goodness me. And so we've got the lungs coming in. So thank you, Cherie. Somebody else, what did you get from last night?
Morning, Jean, it's Renee.
Good morning.
I really found that connecting to my why, and then also oh my God, I'm having a mind blank now.
Take a breath.
Connecting to my why, and then also picturing me there already, or have done that already, really helped me get super enthused about getting it all done.
Yes.
Than just being in the
Okay.
with the
So what Renee's explaining, and I am cutting you guys off this morning so you don't go back into a non-story, and so that you can hear the transformations in people, in their language, in their thought processes and actions already. And it's only Thursday. What are you going to do after this week? And how is your life going to be ready for winter? So she said, connecting with the why. Connective tissue is all ligaments and tendons, etc. is about connection to joining the dots. How do I join the dots? And if we don't fill our mind, we connect the dots to the same old program, and it would be like a record going round and round and round and round, stuck. And that's where people say, I'm stuck, I'm blocked. And there's no such a thing. You're still moving because you're going round and round. We want to change the blueprint and the imprint. And so by having the why and connecting to it, you go into what's called wonderment. So the Don't Bite Me program, you know what wonderment is. It's the I wonder. Wonderment is a made-up word, by the way. I have my own language, and one day I'll write my own book about my own dictionary words and things. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. The why. Yeah, I really want the car clean. Why? Because I love when I get in and I don't see sand and dog hair and dirty tissues and twisty packets and Coca-Cola things on the floor, and it makes me feel so. I wonder what it would feel like. I wonder what it would be like. I wonder what it would be like to earn $10,000 a week in my business. I wonder what it would be like as I write my next book in a couple of weeks. I wonder what it would be like to go Amazon bestseller again for the 7th time, because I wonder what it will feel like to actually break the old pattern of my year 11 English teacher saying to me, you can't read or write ever, so don't bother. I wonder. So when Renee talks about the why, which is the most critical, important question, not how. The how comes later. And this is very deeply done and taught to you in the Millennium Calendar for those that are repeating or coming for the first time, the why. And then after Renee said the why, she said that she got a picture. Because when we go into the why, we're going into the right brain, and the right brain for everybody, whether they think they're visual learners or not, creates a picture. And as they say, a picture tells 1,000 words, 10,000 words, 20 million words, whatever you want to call it. What's the picture? Whereas when you are all supposedly procrastinating, scarcity, etc., you have got a photo that you have pinned up on every single wall of your house, back at the toilet door, in front of your computer, up on your kitchen bench, that has a photo of you in the old pain. And you keep looking at it and going, see, told you so. See, told you. Yep, see, told you. And you're proving to yourself, not to anybody else, and you're keeping yourself in that pain, hurt, loss. Whereas going into the why, connective tissue, connecting the dots, I wonder, and then I wonder, like children do, and then you be Superman, I'll be that girl, and then we can climb the tree. And then how about we go, like where I am in the bush, how about we go down in that gully and we check out little waterfall, and then we can play, gold mining, and I wonder what it's going to be like. You create your own inspiration or excitement. And so having that picture, you take a new photo. And you take a new photo for your book, because you're all authors. Remember the other day I said you're authors, you're poets, you're etc. You'd now take a new photo to look at. And so when you're looking at things, back to the heart glasses, are you looking at things with the old photo and going, see how I look fat? And you're focusing on that. But everyone else is looking at you and going, you're not fat. Why are you saying fat? So what are you looking at? And when you do the why, it's important to celebrate. As I said, yesterday I celebrated by doing the book map. I haven't written the book yet, but it's already done. So I bought myself a bunch of flowers. The gerberas, not gerberas, tiger lilies. Last night I said gerberas, but they're tiger lilies, but they're all closed up. I don't know what color they're going to be. See, I wonder what color they're going to be. They'll be the perfect color for whatever's going on for me right at that time when they open, because colors have meanings and things. So absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And let's do one more person.
Hey, Jean,
Yours
it's Suzanne. Oh,
Thank you, Suzanne.
thank you. I love how the universe is always in alignment. Twice
it's
a
not.
year.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
like no, like
Hang
with
on.
what we
Hang on,
with what,
hang on. Hold your thoughts or write your thoughts down for a moment. No, it's not. How many of you have gone into a wobbly where you have gone, bloody universe, not helping me? Just in the chat, if you can relate, write the letter Y as in yes. Just, maybe once a year we've gone, the universe is not aligned with me and I'm not aligned with the universe. It's all out of kilter. It might be for 1 second, once a year. And then the word universe is uni, meaning one. And the verse is the song that you sing to yourself. It's the sound, it's what you say to yourself. It's the vibrational essence, it's the sound therapy. And everything is always aligned. But we forget that the universe has got our back because we are not playing the same song. We've gone off and gone, I'm just going to be rebellious and isolate myself. So come back, Suzanne. Thank you so much for letting me cut you off just at that point, because that was really important. And I love that you shared that. Please continue.
so maybe I should say what we manifest. So
No,
twice.
all of what you're saying is beautiful. It's just sometimes people will say, I'm not aligned with the universe. So I can't manifest.
Okay. Twice a year I do a cleanup, summer and winter. And 2 weeks ago, I did a major cleanup. So I left my ex 12 years ago, and I closed my business down 11 years ago, and everything was in storage. And 2 weeks ago, I went through and got rid of everything. I got rid of 6 crates of stuff, and I just gifted it, gave it all away to the local neighborhood. But now doing this, you've really inspired me to, and everybody else in the group, to take it to that next level.
Yes.
And to do the darker areas, go through everything again. And now you've got me to question, why do I need this? Why is it important to me? So I really love it.
Awesome.
One thing I would love though is last night they were talking about inspirational songs. I'd love if everybody could like put in the group their songs, so that
not in the group, You'll have to private message Suzanne, because in the group I need it to be clear so everyone can see my messages and things. But definitely PM, not in the Zoom chat either. PM Suzanne for inspirational songs. And that would be amazing, because music, whether it be I'm in the bush and I can hear the trees or the birds or whatever, is all music. And when we tune into a frequency, it can either uplift us, and as I say, medical intuition, if you're playing beautiful healing Reiki type music when someone's depressed, you will actually lower their vibration and create more depression. So absolutely. So great request. Wonderful. And Suzanne brings the great thing up of numbers, which relates to the Millennium Grid of 12 years ago. She ended something. In this case, it was a relationship. 12 is the completion of a cycle. And that's the 12 months back into June. My first of the year is 1st of July to the 30th of June. And in that cycle, I want to end a cycle. And the cycle in evolution with the mystery school is my growth. It's being able to say, oh, wow, look at the lessons that I've learned in that time, or lesson. And then she said 11, that she gave things away. 11 is respond and able. And when we're not respond and able, we go into burdens of responsibility, and then we feel trapped, because the opposite number in Millennium Grid is number 5, and it's freedom. And if we don't respond and able, we feel that entrapment. And then we carry the old burden stories of how the relationships with whatever, people, things, situations, jobs, and we carry that pain into the next cycle. So absolutely beautiful. So all of you always speak sacred geometry, which was part of mystery school, whether it be, for me, it's under my teachings, it's animal medical intuition, sacred geometry, medical intuition, medical intuitive cards, medical astrology. We're actually speaking all of the mystery school. and unconsciously you're doing it, but you're consciously aware of it right now. And in regards to playlists of inspirational songs for yourselves, not just for Suzanne, one thing I loved was as she's going into the new beginnings, maybe it's something that's a new beginning for her to actually ask and say, I would love if people could blah, blah, blah. So maybe that's something that you would like to take into your new beginnings of asking, being vulnerable, allowing yourself to go, yeah, I really want. Because who is the universe? Everyone and everything. And it's not outside of yourselves, it's inside. You are the universe. So inspirational songs. And I think, Suzanne, you private messaged me about the song. Was that you? Can you hear me, Suzanne?
Sorry, I'm working. No, it wasn't me.
Oh, must have been somebody else. Somebody else from the Winter Clans, I've forgotten now, asked me for what the song I was playing, maybe the first night, I can't remember.
Sorry, that was me. I asked you about the champion song.
Oh, yeah, there you go. In regards to inspirational songs, there's the law of attraction. Good morning, everyone. There's the law of attraction, and all you need to do is go onto Spotify, YouTube, or whatever. I use YouTube, but I don't use Spotify. And I put in Inspire once in the search box. And so now I love artificial intelligence, even though some people get paranoid and go, oh my God, we're being watched. I love it because YouTube flicks me all of these great songs that are like, oh, I needed that song. Oh, I needed that audio. Those that are doing Bite Me programs, oh, I needed to hear that audio today. It's just the perfect song. And so in those perfect songs are mashups that go for 2 hours. It's brilliant. And then if I really like a song, I Shazam it, and then I purchase it on iTunes, like Celebrations, We Are Family, because they trigger a memory for me, a connective tissue, and connect to it. So beautiful, Suzanne, beautiful. So last night, and of all the things that you got, just think about one thing that really went bazinga. And you thought, yeah, that was just a real orgasmic type thing that's going to make you just absolutely orgasmically climax today and take action. Because as we go through winter, June, it's finish off. Don't start new things. Winter is be able to hibernate and retreat. And that's what you've been doing. Now we're entering today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the end, at the beginning. We're entering August. August is a time of you're in the chrysalis and you're about to chip out of it. And it's planning. So something that was orgasmically amazing in your mind, and it could have been a tiny little orgasm, it could have been a huge bazinga orgasm that you think, wow. Now you're all thinking sex, dirty minds. I'm talking about an orgasm is a stimulant. And in fact, if you've ever sneezed, that's an orgasm. So how many orgasms do you have? Something that stimulated you, that was a little bit of an irritation. You know, when you've got that like sensation in your nose and you think, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Wait. And then you say, some people say, look at the light, you'll sneeze or not. And then you sneeze and it's like, oh, that felt good. Something that either irritated, stimulated, so that you can take an action that makes you feel good. Absolutely feel so good of, such as, I've forgotten who it was, miscellaneous box, it might have been Bonnie or Tracy, taking the miscellaneous box. I'm not even going to open it, and I'm going to chuck it in the bin. I'm just going to put it out on the street up here on the Sunshine Coast. People put stuff on the street within the hour. It's gone because somebody's driven past and taken it. What is it that you're going to do to take action today? Because as I said, I want things done today, ready, because you're going to talk about it tomorrow with me and how it made you feel. So we create a new picture, just like Renee said. How's it going to feel? What's it going to be like? Come here, Zach. Zach. Good boy. Come on. What's it going to feel like doing that? And as you start to goal set or come into the August part of this program, you're going to allow yourself to create the systems. As you've got the picture in your right brain, your left brain is starting to create a new system. That's the goals. The left brain loves goals and the liver loves organizing. So I'm going to get you to take a big breath in for a moment and breathe all the way out, just so you can integrate with your diaphragm everything that's been happening and occurring, because behind the scenes, there is massive healing actually happening. Because now it's time to go into delicious food. And what you're going to nourish yourself with, those doing the Bite Me program, you know that you're going to munch and crunch and digest and metabolize the new. You're going to go into food and what's going to nourish you with physical food for winter. Remember, we're preparing for winter. Just like the mystery schools, we would prepare and welcome them in. If you look at some of the winter foods that come out, and in Millennium Calendar, I talk about the different foods and flowers and animals, because they're all symbols of the universe telling us what to do and how to be and how to prosper and manifest, etc. A lot of the foods in wintertime, come Zachy, come on. Gives me one moment. Zach is now fixated on a kangaroo. We're just going to sidetrack and look at that. Oh my gosh, good boy. And there we go. We go into wonderment with Zach as it doesn't focus. So look at the fruits. They're all orange. They're more complex carbohydrates. Good morning. Complex carbohydrates. Carrot, sweet potato, pumpkin. And so having the oranges, the orange colors, we'll just start with the vegetables to begin with. You're returning back to you. Orange, the color is into me, I see, intimacy. It's the second chakra. And as you come back into second chakra, you're regrouping into your own family, which is you. You see, the family for me is me, myself, and I. And then I have my two sons, my husband, and my dog. And as we have the orange foods, they're also compassion. Have compassion. Be your own bestest friend as you metabolize in your thyroid. And by the way, we're doing a healing process in body consciousness right now, whether you're walking, sitting, lying, sleeping. And in those orange foods, such as sweet potato, who's gently connecting with your pancreas right now to make sure that you understand change is easy. You can adapt so easily for changes in the pancreas. And when we feel like we can't change easily, or we want change our way, or we think we can't deal with change, even though somewhere we've asked for it subconsciously, which is these are all in the pancreas, we get the illusion of anxiety. And having the sweet potato, and imagine, you've just gone to the grocery store. Good morning. You've just gone to the grocery store and you've got a sweet potato. It's about the size of your hand. It's just a small one. You get the baking tray and put some baking paper on it. You wrap the sweet potato in the silver foil. Listen to the sound of the baking paper and the foil. And you know that silver is the color of alchemy, really focusing on what you require. And as you wrap the silver around the sweet potato and pop it into the oven, your pancreas says, ah, yeah, life's sweet. Change? I can deal with any change. My subconscious mind doesn't rule my world. My conscious mind does. And if anything subconsciously comes to the conscious, I can make it sweet. And that sweet potato is baking in the oven. And because it's only small, it only takes 20 minutes. And you can smell it. And in fact, it smells even sweet golden. In the meantime, whilst that's baking in the oven, you've got yourself some chickpeas or maybe chicken. And you've drained off the chickpeas from the tin, or you've finished soaking them. Or you've grilled or fried the chicken. You've got some beautiful green lettuce, rocket or spinach, and cute little cherry tomatoes. And of course, we're going to have Greek feta, sheep's feta. So creamy and crumbly. You place the beautiful rocket in a bowl and you slice the cherry tomatoes in half. And you sprinkle the feta all around the bowl. And what you notice is the sacred geometry of the green learning, the tomato root chakra, and also tyrosine, the happy drug that naturally comes from tomato. The feta, which is creamy and makes you feel so nourished. And all of them have great carbohydrates and proteins to balance B1, balance B6, B9, B5. And as you have those vitamin Bs, you can be the real you. And you place maybe both the chicken and the chickpeas into the bowl. And then if you've got crystal personality, the chicken is made out like little strips and a star in the center. The alarm goes off on the oven. You take the sweet potato out. And you unravel the foil and you can hear the crinkling. And the aromas just waft up into your nose chakra, that sense of power, superpower of intuition. Your nose, follow your nose, intuition. And you slice it in nice round circles. And in those circles, it's a circle of life. Just like in the Lion King movie. Remember the song? In actual fact, you've got that playing in your head as you're making your beautiful lunch. And that circle of life, you notice the sacred geometry design inside the sweet potato. It's warm. It's delicious. And even though you've got a cold salad, you've got the warmth of the chickpeas and the chicken and the sweet potato. And you place it on top of that salad. And then you can't help yourself. You've just got to put a little bit more feta on. And for me, I'd be putting on sumac or za'atar, bit of salt, Himalayan salt. And of course, a little bit of lemon juice. The lemon supports the liver in wintertime and supports the kidneys, stop kidney stones. And then you take it out to a place that where you feel delicious to eat, where you can stop your mind and digest, all in wonderment, the whys, the inspiration, your mission and your transformation list. You see, I'm sitting out beside my pool. My pool's in my front yard. And I'm looking at the water glistening. The sun's just catching the top of it and it's giving me gold sparkles. Gold's my favorite color. Zach's decided to sit beside me because, there might be a scrap of food that falls on the ground. And I'm listening to the bellbirds in the back. Wait, 3 black cockatoos go above my head. And black cockatoos, it's all going to be okay. And number 3, the illusions have gone. It is a new day. It's a new way. And as I sit and ponder and wonder and digest all of the things that I'm learning right this week, preparing for winter and bringing it in, and I take the food into my mouth, where I become gullible to the new ways and I break it down by chewing, munching, and crunching, and then transport those new ideas and the new way of me down my esophagus and become really conscious of them in my stomach, what happens is I feel fulfilled before I've even started all those new goals. And the sweet potato, as it gets broken down by your digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, and the liver and the gallbladder, they do their business of their digestive system and goal setting and putting you first. And then it connects down to the sugars where the pancreas says, oh, thank you so much for feeding me food that allows me to be me because of the orange color. Thank you. Let's make this change. Because I can deal with any change without the anxiety. I can adapt to anything. Change is sweet. It's okay. It's okay to let go of those old pain stories. And what if in that mystery box, there was $100 that Auntie Gertrude gave me, and I put that box out the front for someone to collect? Oh my gosh, I am a philanthropist. I don't miss anything. And in fact, as I give, I receive. You take another bite, and this time, oh, yum. You know that feta with the za'atar and the lemon juice? Oh, your mouth tingles as though it's like popping candy. And your liver says, yes, total bazinga. Thank you so much. Let's organize this. Let's make it happen. And as you take time to digest and it goes down into your small bowel, you assimilate all of those ideas and you are not in intellect at all. You don't feel separated from the ideas or yourself or anything or the universe. And you reabsorb all the vitamins and nutrients of your mind and, of course, from all of the food in your large bowel, and you excrete everything that no longer serves you in your mind and your body. And, of course, as the food through your large bowel. And then, time to clean the dishes with grace and ease as you feel so fulfilled and inspired. And you say to yourself, you know, that was so good. I'm actually now going to get the crock pot out and I'm going to make the most craziest intimacy soup. I'm going to have pumpkin. I'm going to have sweet potato. I'm going to have carrot. I'm going to have some nutmeg. I'm going to have some cinnamon. Oh, yum. Let's put some cumin in it, some turmeric. I'm going to use vegetable stock or chicken stock. Wait a minute, I've got some leftover celery leaves and I'll chuck them in as well. And as you're cooking, you are just pouring love into that soup because you have the vision of you just slowly cooking in the crock pot, slowly making your delicious dreams come true. Because as you're putting all the vegetables into the crock pot, what's happening is you can see the end result. Remember the new photo? You see that bowl of orange soup, sweet potato, pumpkin, carrots. Ah, yum. And of course, with the spices of cumin and turmeric, the cinnamon and nutmeg, they're all warming to the soul. Oh, yum. And you place that to do its thing and to naturally just slowly digest and permeate through the house and the universe, knowing that everything always works out. And then you think, you know what? I might just have a dollop of coconut yogurt. So you get 2 tablespoons and plop it into a really cute cup. Or maybe it's a gorgeous wine glass. You think, oh, yeah, I could really do with an apple pie, but I can't eat the wheat, sugar, dairy. So I have 2 dollops of coconut yogurt. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon and nutmeg on top. Oh, what if I actually just get a green apple and wrap that up in some silver foil and bake it for about 5 minutes so it's like an apple pie. and then cut it up, pop it on the yogurt, drizzle a little honey or stevia or maple syrup, whatever you like, pop the cinnamon and the nutmeg, and maybe I'm going to pop some sesame seeds because they're high in calcium. I'm going to pop them on because wintertime, it's really important to have calcium. And calcium comes from the seeds and nuts and greens rather than from dairy. Oh, yeah, this feels good. And what you're having is the good fats in the coconut yogurt. And the cinnamon helps the pancreas. The nutmeg helps the digestive tract. The sesame seeds give you the calcium. And you're feeling so fulfilled. And in fact, you haven't missed out on anything. What you've done is feel satisfied and ready. Wait, another song pops in your head. And it's Mick Jagger with Satisfaction. And suddenly you decide to go to your transformational mission list. And you're dancing like Mick Jagger all over the place and you're singing. The kids don't know what's going on, your fur babies or the human kids. But you just suddenly are like a machine. And you've got an affirmation in your head. It always works out. I always get my way. It comes to me naturally. I'm free and easy. I'm free to be me. Take a big breath in. So as you breathe, your digestive system relaxes and digests and processes. Take another big breath in and breathe all the way out. So as I was saying about the foods for wintertime, then we have the oranges of orange, mandarin, high in vitamin C, because when we have calcium through the green leaves and the sesame seeds and pepitas and seeds, we need the vitamin C. Vitamin C, not just about the immune system, but your adrenal glands might have been a little bit run down through autumn. And so we need to pep up the vitamin C. And there's nothing sweeter than getting an imperial mandarin, you know, the ones with the pips. And then you go mountain climbing with gorgeous friends and clients. And you sit up on top of the mountain. And as you're eating the mandarin, you spit the seed out. And you have a bit of fun. So we've got more oranges and the vitamin C. And then if you look at the other winter vegetables and look at the shapes of them, there's parsnips, the carrots, the turnips, they're solid in their foundations and in their body structure. This is me, and I have a statement. And as you eat some of the other root vegetables, they're complex carbohydrates sustain your energy. And if you have a look at things like porridge, whether it be rice flakes, rolled oats, whatever you can digest, again, complex carbohydrates, all the seeds or nuts, and of course you will take everything according to what you can eat, your allergies or intolerances, your likes, your dislikes. And all of those things are things in storage, which is wintertime. And when we work with the fruits and vegetables of that time, we are ready to come out the other side of winter. So what could you make? What if you got some of all the root vegetables and you chop them up and pop them in a pan lined with a little bit of olive oil, drizzled on top, and roasted the vegetables. And when it was finished, what if you put either the hummus dip or the baba ganoush dip that I put in the chat all over it, and then put a drizzle of olive oil and za'atar or sumac or salt on top, and then you could sprinkle some sesame seeds on top, and then you've got all of your proteins, complex carbohydrates, everything aligned for you. And if you make enough vegetables, you can have it for dinner and then you can have it for lunch. And for lunch, you add some spinach or rocket. Yum, in the tongue. Thank you so much, winter vegetables, for what you bring, that fulfilled feeling. Thank you so much, winter fruits, for what you bring. The blueberries, my natural antioxidants. Thank you for all the fat. So my brain functions really well in the winter time. So on that note, let's go to questions, insights, anything from this morning.
Hi, Jean, it's Leona.
Yes,
I was
darling.
going a lot of grief came up for me this morning.
Mhm.
So I don't know whether it was grief of letting go
Mhm.
or grief that some of the things that need to be done, I want to get done,
Mhm.
won't get done because
Mhm.
of husband is hanging on to stuff.
Mhm. What's your question then, my darling?
My question, I suppose, is well, obviously grief's not bad, grief is letting go,
Yes.
but how do I
Good morning.
convince, how do I persuade, convince, get around, through, over, mountain, hill to complete, or do I lead by example?
So I'm going to address Leona's awarenesses and then address her question. So as the grief comes up, wintertime can be a time of grieving. And the grieving is that we're losing aspects of ourselves that no longer serve us. We can also go into the grief, especially if you overkill yourself in social media and crap on television and whatever that says you're not good enough, of I'm not good enough and I didn't achieve. That's why I say who you hang around with, what are you inspiring yourself with? So allow yourself to grieve at that time, which can be very much June for people of like, oh, but I didn't get done, I'll get it done, and whatever. And that's a retreat of like, stop, time to the mind, it's 2023, there's that aspect. And as she says, grief is not good or bad, it's just like, oh, have the awareness, which is held in the orphan as a account. And then the next part is, I've got some stuff, but I feel or think that it can't be let go of because of him, her, or them. Now, this is for everyone. This isn't just for Leona. When we are irritated by them, whoever them is, it's actually us. What are we not letting go of, large bow, in us? Because when we're irritated by them, so I'm going to give an example. Years ago, my oldest son, who's star child, they're gonna get to things. Remember my husband with his veggie patch? He's still contemplating it from April 2020. He's gonna do it. And I used to get irritated that he didn't finish things off. And then I had to stop and go, oh, what the pajamas? It's me. What aren't I finishing off? And I wasn't finishing off focusing on him. Instead, I needed to focus on me and how well I've done. And then Leona answered her own question of, I needed to remember I'm the example of what's possible. Those that saw were at the masterclass about being the world leader, they're all world leaders. And so when I be the example of what's possible and do things and people notice a change in me, whether it's directly in the family or outside, other people will start to do it too. What are you doing? I want what you've got. They'll think it's materialistic, but it's the feeling that you have. And so then they can get inspired. Now, what if they don't? What if they get more bitter and resentful and jealous and go through what I call the unawakened emotions? That's okay too. Here's the thing. If that thought's not loving, it's not yours to own. And what they are doing, saying, and thinking is none of your business ever. And if I can focus on my area, on what I require, and if I get really creative and go into wonderment, if it's their stuff, you can actually put it in their area, or even design and create an area for their stuff where you go, oh yeah, it's not mine to deal with. In fact, that's not my business. Not my business. And so to answer your question, Leanna, I like to say, what's the next best thing you can do? What's the next best thing right now? What is the next best thing? Because sometimes we know that if we do this, and if they joined us in doing this, and I'm making it very generalized, everyone, as you notice, so you can apply it to all areas of your life, that they would feel better too. But maybe they are not on this winter cleanse or doing self-development or ready to shine their brilliance or see how amazing they are, as all of you are. Maybe they are enjoying being stuck, hurt, pain, loss, separation. Maybe they are gaining something from it. And in wintertime, maybe when you look back at them, that is the old aspect of you, where you need to say goodbye, the grief of that was once you too. For every time we look at anyone or anything, such as Zach, the new banner I put on my Facebook page, my personal one, of Zach now and then, I did it the other way. And I look at Zach and what he was, and if you don't know, have a look at the banner. He looked frightened, fearful, on guard, who's going to get me? And he was. Oh my goodness me, that was me growing up. I was so frightened and on guard, and he was going to attack me. And I was. I was raped, I was stalked, I was all sorts of things. Whereas now, look at Zach and his smiley face. And so part of winter is the grieving of, wait a minute, that was me. And can you embrace them and love them and bring them into you? Thank you so much. So then, Anna, what if you ask yourself, what's the next best thing I can do? What's the next best thing? What's your answer, my darling?
The next best thing I can do is build my shed to put all my stuff in, to take this volcano I have out of my house.
Okay.
All the costumes.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good.
Yep. And then already Leanna's building a picture. She's taking a new photo in her mind. And the right brain and her left brain is naturally going to create a system. And she's not going to ask herself how to do it. She's going to connect to the why. Why will that feel good? And we're now taking her through the June, through July and August of winter, goal setting. And that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night, the goals. So thank you so much, Leanna. Does anyone else want to share insights or ask questions before we wrap it up?
Morning, Gina. It's Ruth here.
Good morning, Sydney.
I just, I've got to go too. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you. You're putting so much value into our meetings. It's just amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Thank you. Anyone else? Well, I have a question and I have a request, just like Susan. My question is, would you be able to help me? This service I'm providing is philanthropy. I want people to do well. I want them to see the best of themselves because that is my mission. It's been my pain in the past. And it's been my story to shine my brilliance and to be able to access my potential and go, you know what, I can do have everything. And so I would love a couple of things, if possible. And if it feels good for you, if you're enjoying this program, which is the investment has been your time and your open mind, I'd love you to help me out. I'd love you to do maybe a Facebook post and tag me of how have you found this program. I would love other people like yourselves to join so that they can go through a process. When people say to me they've got no money and they can't afford and all this, I think, you know what, that's not true. Everything comes to us and it always works out. So yes, if you could help by doing a Facebook post, explaining what you're getting from the winter cleanse, that would be amazing. If you don't want to do it that way and you want to write do a little video and pop it in Facebook Messenger to me, or do like a written testimonial and put it in Facebook Messenger, that would help me. Why does it help me? It also helps me not just reach the world by you doing the Facebook post, but it allows me to know, okay, what else can I do to support people? So as I go into winter, I start reviewing all the testimonials, client feedback forms, and everything else from the last 12 months to go, what did they want? What worked? What didn't they like? What do they need? How else can I create it? Because for me, I'm all about service. That's a big priority. My mission statement in my business is I create value for other people. So I would love support on that level and want to invite you to be curious of how I can help you and more of other people. And that would be amazing, amazing. And in the meantime, the recording from last night is in the chat. This recording I will stick in later on tonight, so it's not too much. And then I will speak to you all for goals tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, which is our last masterclass. And thank you so much for the investment in yourselves and that all that you bring to the table for us to eat. Lots of love, everyone. And thank you so, so much. Gorgeous souls. Have the best day.